So more automakers, they're moving into this realm of having custom cars, almost like a custom suit. Joe White, our expert car guy, he writes Eyes on the Road. He's been reporting on this. Now the Dodge Dart seems to sort of really be going in a direction of giving us more options than fewer, and that's a contradiction from what the industry's been doing, right, Joe?
Yeah, certainly in that segment. The Dodge Dart is this new small car from Chrysler's Dodge brand, and the people marketing the car tell me that if you put it all together, you could have this in any one of 100,000 different combinations of options and technology features, and that is very much a departure from most of the rest of the players who've kind of taken the attitude that customers are tired of seeing 1,000 types of toothpaste in the supermarket and 100,000 cars. They just can't deal with it. So it's a real divergence.
So you got to convince me, Joe, because I'm one of these people who I sort of freak out if I have too many choices. I like to go to small boutique stores where it's like clean and there's a few options instead of too many. So with the Dodge Dart, the only thing I can think of is having that many options is if online, maybe they would let me customize it online. I could sort of get a feel for what I was going to add before I got to the car, because I don't want to spend that much time with a guy in a car dealer.
No, this absolutely. They want you to They want you to figure out what you want online, and they're putting up. They just started a new online tool that you get to through the Dodge.com website to allow you to play around with the different color and feature combinations on the Dart. I think what they're hoping is that about 20% of their customers will go and kind of configure the Dart of their dreams, and then come to the dealer and say, "This is what I want." And the dealers will order it for them.
Right.
But the rest of what's on the dealer showroom floor is going to be ordered through a much simpler system.
So there is a precedent for this, though. If you look at some of the success in clothing customization using the online model, I have a pair of Nike sneakers. I think it's called Nike ID sneakers, where I went online. I spent a lot of time sort of picking the laces and the trim and the color of the sole. I mean, anything. And that's very personal to me. I like that. But the thing was, I didn't have to do it in a store. So it seems like the online portion is key to this, Joe.
Absolutely, yeah. The online portion is key to this, because if you sat there with a dealer or salesperson, just as in your example, you'd drive yourself insane. There's a generational aspect to this. I think younger consumers are more interested in playing with these features online in kind of a virtual way. I think maybe older consumers might not bother so much. They might just say, "Give me the top of the line and forget about it."
You spoke to some consumers who are like that, who just said, "Look, I just give me the top of the line, give me a couple options of like the things I want to put in, and then I'm done." And so what was the age range, and what was sort of their feeling when you spoke to them?
Well, there was a gentleman who's in his 70s and who very much sort of was in the, "Look, I know what I want. I want to deal with a couple of choices, and that's it. I don't want to mess around with this other stuff. I'm just going to get the middle of the road car, and that's it." There was a younger a gentleman in his 30s I spoke to who didn't want to fuss a lot with choices, but he definitely had an idea in his mind of, "Look, I want this, but not that."
And when you say this and that, Joe, let's just sort of talk about what our choices are. I mean, is it all the sort of techie things you would put in the car, the GPS, the navigation system, the radio, satellite radio or not satellite radio? What are we talking about?
Well, here's an example. This is one of the gentlemen I talked to. He was shopping. He's looking at a Ford Focus, and he likes the sync connectivity that takes your phone and allows you to talk to it through the car. But he does not like the My Ford Touch a control system where you sort of do away with all the buttons and you use a touch screen to do everything. He does not like that. Now, you can get it one way or the other, and so he's pushing to get a well-equipped car with nice features, but not My Ford Touch. That's what he wants. That's his view of customization.
And is Chrysler pretty unique in what they're doing here? Are you seeing the others kind of follow suit?
Well, I think Chrysler is definitely out there in terms of the way that they're managing this. There's a little bit of skepticism among their competitors as to how long they'll sort of offer this a la carte approach to this particular car. But they're definitely out there. But Honda is probably the most rigid in saying we have good, better, best. If you want a navigation system or Bluetooth, you've got to buy best. Pay more for the Civic. Well, I think you're going to see Honda start to sneak things like Bluetooth connectivity down the line, because you know what, their customers want it and they don't want to have to ask.